What's going on, good people? Paige Batcher here with Kismet Ideas. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing WordPress versus Kartra. The first thing I need to let you know is that this is like comparing an apple to a taco. These are very different platforms, and WordPress, although it is very prolific, it's so many websites are built on this platform. It is that way because it's a legacy platform. It has been around a lot longer, and Kartra is really built for a different type of customer. So let's dive right in. Now, if you take a look here at our whiteboard, the first thing that you're going to notice is that our first category is open versus closed. This is the thing you need to understand when you're comparing WordPress to Kartra. WordPress is an open source platform. So what does that mean? It means that developers all over the world, anywhere on earth, can develop functionality that plugs into the WordPress framework. Now, this has pros and cons. Kartra, on the other hand, is closed source. So what are these pros and cons to it being open or closed source? Well, being open sourced means that you theoretically have unlimited functionality. The cool thing is that you could build really seemingly endless things because people all over the world, from Pakistan to Guatemala to, New York, have developed functionality for the WordPress platform. So that's super cool, right? However, it has its cons because those developers are individual human beings anywhere in the planet. They can decide whether or not they're bored with maintaining the code structure of their plugins. And also, it's very often the case that a plugin that works today may not work a couple of months from now or a couple of years from now. And what is also important to understand is that even if the plugin and the codes and the developer have kept it up to date, it may not function properly with your theme that you choose in the marketplace, which there are currently thousands, tens of thousands of themes for WordPress. So the con to this open source kind of platform is that it can become very complicated and things can and will break over time. Now, the closed source here also has its pros and cons, of course. By being closed sourced, it means that you really never have to worry about whether or not functionality will work. It will just simply work because they don't allow anyone to access their code structure or develop for the platforms, meaning that anything that is functionality of Kartra will always work because it's developed by the team internally at Kartra, and it will always be maintained as the platform grows and scales. So that depends on who you are, what kind of functionality you need for your business, as to which one wins out for you, but it's important to understand the nuance here. All right, next, when it comes to hosting, what people will often say is the really nice thing is that WordPress is pretty much available for free, but you do have to be willing to go out there and pay for hosting, because it's not built into the platform, and you're going to have to choose a service like SiteGround or Google Domain Hosting or Bluehost or maybe GoDaddy, or you get the point. You got to choose one of these services to host your files, which will play a part in your site speed. Now, Kartra, on the other hand, it is included. So this is one of my favorite things about it. You don't have to worry about another hosting company or any other person to deal with or customer service to be on the phone with. Okay, let's look at features. When it comes to Kartra, they have features such as checkout pages, opt-in forms for growing your email, bulk email sending, membership sites, help desk, and a whole lot more. So the beauty is that while you're limited in the amount of features, they have a ton of features built in. WordPress, on the other hand, it really comes like this super minimalist experience, and you are relying on plugin after plugin after plugin in order to create the feature set that you need. you will find a point where you still need another software in order to do some simple basic things that Kartra would allow. A really good example of this is that there aren't a ton of WordPress plugins that will send off bulk emails on your behalf, and more than likely what you'll find yourself doing is having to go find an email service provider such as ActiveCampaign or MailChimp and then integrate into your WordPress website. The other thing that's a big letdown is when it comes to checkout pages. You'll need to install plugins such as WooCommerce or any kind of checkout cart plugin, and oftentimes those don't come as ready to rock out of the box as you think they would and require quite a lot of customization. So it can soak up a lot of your time trying to get those ready and right. When it comes to SEO, I will say that WordPress versus Kartra, when it comes to SEO, for people in my space who are absolutely geeking out about this kind of stuff, the jury is out. I've been building WordPress websites for over 8 years, and our team at Kismet Ideas, we've been doing a lot of good work on WordPress, and it is assumed that they have the highest search index rankings, and especially using plugins such as Yoast SEO. On the other hand, Kartra is relatively new, and because of their domain structure, which it's pretty nuanced, and you're welcome to read more about that, it's presumed that they have a lower search index ranking. However, my point here is that I think it's still up for debate, but I will put debate, and I will put that people really do believe that the clear winner is WordPress, especially when it comes to Google search rankings. But I want to just convey this, is that SEO is much more complicated than just a keyword on a page. And if you really want to dive deep on this, you will find people on both sides of the coin arguing for either platform, because they really allow you to put both on-page SEO as well as metadata around your page structure, and all of that is really available to you. So that's probably one of the most debatable categories, but let's move on. Blogging. Blogging is the next category. I wish Kartra had blogging. I hope they can hear me on that one. But unfortunately, at this point, Kartra does not have blogging. It is one of the places that you will fall short. There is a company that is third party, and it's called Drop-In Blog. So WordPress clearly was built as a blog. It is a content resource management system. You can put endless amounts of blog posts on a WordPress site, and you can look at them gallery style on as many pages as you want. It's truly set up for that. So if your business is the type of business that's posting prolific blog content, then WordPress is probably your best bet here. However, there are workarounds on the Kartra platform. For instance, if you looked at kismetideas.com, that's our company website, you'll see that we have a small blog, and there is a little bit more manual effort in it, but for us it works because we're not a magazine, we're not a travel blog company. We just put out resources for business owners on tech and mindset empowerment, and for us it works. Also, there's a third-party software, which we'll link in the description below as well, called Drop-In Blog, and they're built for the Kartra platform to be able to create those gallery-style things that are very possible on WordPress. And I also am crossing my fingers for the day that the Kartra developers build out blog functionality. Until that time, WordPress is the winner on that, unfortunately. Price. When it comes to price, this is really an apples to tacos comparison. WordPress itself is technically a free platform, but it depends on the functionality that you want in order for what else you will pay. First, you'll need to pay for hosting. Then you'll need to pay for your email provider. Then if you're interested in any type of premium functionality and plugins that you have to pay for, you'll pay for those on either a monthly, annual, or one-time payment basis. And if you buy a nice theme, those can range you anywhere from $37 upward to $300, and including like an advanced page builder like Elementor or Divi, those all have fees associated. So it really takes time to evaluate what do you want in your business and start adding those up. And I might argue that you would end up spending just about the same as if you went and got everything all dialed up and packaged into one. So for Kartra, their plans start around the $70 to $100 per month mark. And WordPress, it really just depends. It depends on all of the things that you add up and spend over time, but it could end up just really being maybe a little bit cheaper, but more complicated because you're piecing different things together. So that's totally your call. And the last category that I really actually want to just kind of reiterate here, which is maintenance. When it comes to maintenance, it's the fact that WordPress is open source, so things are changing constantly, and you really need to do manual maintenance of your WordPress site every single month. Every single month. I tell clients constantly it's not a matter of if, but when. Things will break down, plugins will become outdated, things have to change over. And it's quite frankly one of the reasons why after 8 years of WordPress website design, in 2020, we moved our entire company over to the Kartra platform because the maintenance is done for you. You never have to worry about updating any PHP codes, anything like that, or any plugins or anything. It's all done completely for you. Okay, so if you're still at the very end of this video and still confused on which platform is better for you, I just want to fully reiterate that I am a huge Kartra fan. It's solid, it's ready to go, everything works, the layout it can be overwhelming if you're just getting started in it, but once you get used to it, you will grow to love it as well. So if you're still on the fence, I'll say that I'm typically an early adopter of software. I'm such a software fanatic. I like to try them all out. But even just going through the process of filming this video and logging into each platform and seeing the differences, I can just tell you for sure that if you're on the fence, go for Kartra, get yourself a 14 or 30-day free trial, click around, try it out, and I cannot wait to see what you create. You can always email me in the link in the description or leave any comments or questions below. And I hope this has served you. See you on the next one.